Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome again. It's good to have you guys on here. So, what do we do here? We basically analyze the chart and then I give you guys amazing tips to be profitable, things that you don't know matter. So, if you would like to be part of that, make sure to give a like at the end of this video and make sure to subscribe too. Yeah, and let me know in the comment section what you think. Right? Let me know. If you're a trader, if you're not a trader, let me know. But yeah, what we're doing today is basically analyzing the trades for last week, right? And seeing what we're looking for heading forward, right? So we took two trades last week, and one was Bitcoin, second one was I think GBPCHF. Yeah, that is Great 50 pounds to Swiss franc, right? So the first trade was Bitcoin to USD, US dollar, and yeah, we took a buy. Took a buy for both pairs actually, or for both instruments actually, right? So we'll be jumping right into the chart immediately, and we'll see why we took the trade and the experience behind or the experience during the trade, right? How everything went basically, right? So let's jump into that. So this is BTC, right? So coming into the week already, I had already seen that price had discontinued its downward trend. I mean, from coming from a few weeks ago, right? You all know that this kind of dropped a bit, right? You can see that here. Then suddenly we had this impulse, right? So we had this impulse to the upside. Now price was around here as the last week, right? So this is basically last week's candle, but obviously last week we just had this candle, right? So usually, right, if you understand market structure, you understand that in the case where price is about to change structure, it usually is impulsive to the right direction. So if price is changing direction or changing structure to the sell or to the sell side, it is usually going to be impulsive to that sell side first, then corrective to the buy side. Makes sense? Then if it is changing structure to the bullish side or to the buy side, it's most likely going to be bullish first, then corrective to the sell side, right? So now in the case where we have this, right, we have this sell that could not continue, right? So price has changed, as broken the structure here, but it's not enough for us to say that this is a bullish structure here, right? For the bullish structure to continue, we know that we have to have price push up to this point, right? That is continue this upward trend, right? Knowing that BTC is in a very strong upward trend, right? Based on the different factors that affect Bitcoin, right? Or cryptocurrencies as a whole, right? We are sure that definitely Bitcoin should be looking to go higher, but when? Don't know. So when I saw this impulse from last 2 or 3 weeks, right, I knew, okay, there's a possibility that we are looking at a change in structure, and if we are going to look at the change in structure, we need to get to this high, right? There's a possibility we are looking, because price came to retest this level, right? Price came to retest this level and basically looking to go up. So after seeing this break of this high here and seeing the impulse, right, for price, because even if price wants to continue the sell, right, maybe price, because this is actually a supply zone here. That's why price reacted the way it's reacted. This is a supply zone here, right? So if price wanted to actually retrace to the downside, we will not have the kind of impulse, or we are most likely not going to have the kind of impulse that we had to the upside here. We'll likely have like a corrective movement to this side and then a sell off. So having this impulse, we know that okay, price is looking to actually move to the upside strongly, and for price to finish up the whole formation of the new trend, of the new structure, we have to at least reach this high, right? And that movement is likely going to be very impulsive. So yeah, I decided that okay, I'm going to be buying BTC, going for the next opportunity to buy BTC. So I'm not looking to look for a retracement, I'm looking to follow the impulse, because I believe that price is going to be impulsive, right? So we are going to the daily time frame right now, and this is what we saw. Price was around here as at when the week started. So what we are looking for at this point is basically looking for a demand zone for us to buy. We trade supply and demand over here. So we're looking for a demand zone for us to buy. The nearest demand zone to buy, because remember you are looking for to trade the impulse. You're not looking for a deep retracement. You're looking for the nearest demand. Boom, you're out. So how can you find that? Obviously, having to see. It didn't take me time to actually identify the next demand zone. I mean, this was very easy, right? But just in case, let's break it down, right? We were able to see clearly or clearer coming down to the 4-hour time frame. We said, okay, this is where demand is, right? Or at least this area. So once I identified that, I went to my lower time frames to make sure I trimmed it down, refined it a little bit. There I was sure that, okay, this is the zone I really want to buy from. And they also tallied with my Fibonacci retracement. So now, using Fibonacci retracement, how will I even use Fibonacci retracement? Okay, so this is it. So one way that can help is understanding that, okay, let me move this. So one way that can help is understanding that, okay, we're corrective here and we push up a bit. Now to see price come down, we likely want to take our fib, or we will likely want to take our fib from here to here and then find the likely retracement zone. But if you go to the weekly time frame, you can always take your fib from the previous weekly low to the previous weekly high and see what that shows you on the daily time frame. So this is what it shows us. Let me zoom in. So you see that the low for this fib is different when we take it from the weekly low, right? Basically, you're trying to look for a healthy retracement. So now, in this case, right, our fib level is around maybe 61 to 78, right? But then if we're going to take it from this low here, right, or this low, wait, let me go to the 4-hour to be sure. Okay, so yeah, if we're going to take from this low, yeah, so we will likely have our demand zone around 78, right? So for me that makes a lot of sense. Because if I'm going to follow structure, yeah, we have like this high low, high and low, right? So you're taking your fib from the previous low to the next high, right? Same thing. Number of fibs, right? So that's 78 fib. So for me, it makes a lot of sense for price to come down low and then look to buy. Now, where the issue was for last week was why Bitcoin took so much time to take off. I entered this trade 3 times, as you can see, right? I entered this trade 3 times. So once I saw my confirmation, I took the trade. I placed my stops below the zone, right? And the reason why I didn't go so deep is because I did not think. I already saw my stops already covered my fib level, so I was good, right? Or at least I thought. Then price stopped me out, and then when he created another bullish candle confirmation, I took it again, and I got stopped out again in second entry. But making sure that every time I took the entry, it was always free my plan, because it is basically having to see your confirmation candle and then make sure your stops are covering the zone, covering the fib. That is for me, right? That is for me. In case anyone wants to copy or follow the kind of way I trade or my strategy, but basically my stops are basically covering my zones and always covering my fib levels, right? So when I saw price, my confirmation candle was actually 1 hour time frame. So I saw the I saw this on 1 hour. I took it. I got stopped out again second time. So when price came down again, I actually almost missed this, right? I think I was sleeping. I'm not sure, right? So, but I once I saw this 1 hour candle retrace back down, I knew that, okay, it's close to my initial entry, because I would love to enter this hourly candle, right? So it was close to my initial entry. So I decided to take it. Same thing, covering the zone, right? It's already covering this zone here, and I decided to cover this low that it created already to be very conservative because I'm a very conservative trader, right? So I cover this low. So if I'm covering this low, automatically it's actually covering the zone and covering the field level, right? And I'm looking at it now, it's even covering the 88.6. So in a way, we are safer, right? Even if we get stopped out, there's nothing wrong because we still follow the plan. But basically, we are sure that price is definitely going to move, right? So once we did that, you can see that price basically hits take profit there, right? I knew that price was going to break this zone massively, but I was not interested in taking everything. I just needed to take what I wanted to take and I was out. So that was that for Bitcoin, BTC USD, and it was a really nice trade. At least we had like a 1 to 3.7, covered the losses we had and gave us more. So fine, right? Even if it's not what we would have expected, we would have wanted more. We didn't want the losses, but then at least we covered for it and went on to the next, right? It's not every trade not every trade is like this, right? So you just have to deal with it and move on to the next. But the other trade for the week was GBPCHF, right? GBPCHF. So what did you see on GBPCHF basically? GBPCHF was cleaner than Bitcoin. However, I could not take the whole move, and I'll explain why. So now we know that GBPCHF fell impulsively, right? Previous weeks. Now, what we are looking for is a continuation through the monthly time frame, right? I'm not a swing trader, but I know it seems like that, but I'm not a swing trader. I'm more like I am vast in whatever length of time my trade might take, but it's following the same time. So it's following the same plan. So it might be a scalp some days, might be a day trade from days. Some days it might be a swing trade. So, but basically, I try to use stock analysis, as you guys know already. So now this is what we're looking at. We know that we are likely going to. So this is free tip for you guys. GBPCHF is likely going to fill up this week to the downside. Free tip. It's going to fill up this week to the downside. That's why you should subscribe, because you have free tips as I go in. So now, what is left for you as a trader is now to find where price is going to retrace to the upside before coming down, right? So what you're looking at is to basically find the nearest supply zone for price to continue coming down. So now, automatically you will have thought that this is a very good supply zone, and price actually reacted to that zone and came down a bit. But that is not the actual zone. How do we know? It's because this place created a lower low, but this supply zone could not successfully actually create a what would I call a quality lower low. Look at this. We had this supply here. Price continue pushing down, right? And retrace and continue pushing down. So basically now every move from this point is basically created by this supply, right? And everything here is created from one supply here, right? But now we're not looking for the ultimate move. We're not looking for this. We're looking for something around here, right? So now, why this is not strong enough is because price could not create a lower low, a very strong lower low, right? So we're looking to take the sales from here. So if that is so, we're looking to now look at GBPCHF buying to the upside. So people will probably be selling knowing that okay, price will likely going to come down. Yes, it's going to come down, but it may not come from this supply, right? Price is likely still going to go up a bit. So knowing that, you are now looking for okay, how can we capitalize on the buys? So when I saw this daily bullish candle form, I wanted to take a buy. Not necessarily because there was a demand somewhere here, but because I wanted to take a daily candle that was going to fill up this daily wick here. In most cases, when price is trying to move to a particular direction, if it creates wick, the next candle is likely going to fill up the wick, as you guys know already. So we're looking to now take a demand zone. Remember, we're looking to take a buy, right? So to fill up that wick. So we're going to now have to look for a demand zone and then see how we can continue buying to fill up that wick for that day, right? So going down to the 4-hour time frame, we're going to basically look for structure and then find our supply, right? Our demand, right? So, but already you know that there is a reason why price ranged around this area here because it's a key level, right? But it is not exactly your ideal demand zone that you just want to take a trade. But having to see, remember that in trading supply and demand, you need to understand or read your candles effectively, right? So um, look at this buys initially; they are very impulsive. So if you are in a bearish structure and you are seeing bullish, impulsive bullish candles, you need to be very careful. There is likely going to be a structure change. You are not. It's not certain. Sometimes it's not. Most times it's not. But okay, sometimes it's not. But most times it probably is. It probably is because usually structure should be impulsive and corrective, right? So if I saw this, it confirmed why I should buy this pair, right? So I look for my demand zone somewhere here. This one I didn't need to enter twice because it made sense already. I was going to enter on the hourly time frame, right? I don't enter hour time frame strictly. In fact, I think I entered on 2 hour time frame here, right? Right, but yeah, once I saw my strong hourly candle, I took it, right? So I was not involved in newspeak, right? Glory to God, because I actually wanted to see that I wanted to see a bullish candle formed at that area. So if you are patient enough, you will not get into the noise of whatever may happen, right? Or whatever may happen at your zone, right? Or at every key level, because every key level is attractive to most traders, right? So you need to be careful. And we took this trade, and yeah, our TP was hit. However, now just like this impulsive move we had to the upside, I was expecting that we're going to have impulsive candles to the upside too, because we are looking to change structure. You can tell that this move actually changed the structure already, right? So, in reference to that, I was going to trail my stops with structure on the 15 minutes because I understand that if I'm going to have this, my 15-minute structure is going to be healthy enough for me to trail my stops, right? Maybe as if you're my mentee, you understand the idea behind this, the right way to trail your stops, right? So now it's not you don't need to trail your stops on 15 minutes. I can trail my stops on any time frame. Depends on the kind of trade it is. I know it might not make sense to some people, but then if you stick around, you would like to. If you stick around this to this channel, you likely know. If you become a mentee, you definitely know, right? So now we're going to continue that. So I tried my stop, and I got stopped out around here. So this is where my stop was hit. Imagine we had this. I mean, now I've gotten stopped out. I most likely will not be stopped out. I will not be stopped out. I will not. But because price decided not to be impulsive like the previous position, and because usually you're looking to have something like this, right? Impulse corrective. That's what you're looking to have, right? So if you're looking to have this, right? So it made a lot of sense to look to trade your stops and look to see the bullish move to be impulsive, right? But we didn't have that, and it's fine, right? So we took what we had and we left it, but it was nice to see that price eventually hit our price target, right? So that's fine. So that was GBPCHF for last week. So for this week, we're looking to see if we can take more buys to the upside for GBPCHF. Maybe see price come down, hit our demand, and then push up to the upside, because we still have enough space for price to get to the supply zone, ultimate supply zone, and this area. As you can see, I have my alert here just in case, right? So, but in case it gets here without retracing or me having to buy, I would likely take a sell. So that's what I'm looking at, right? For GBPCHF for this week, right? Or coming days to come. Right? It doesn't matter how long it takes for this trade to form, but then you always want to actually take quality trades. So yeah, either the buy to the upside or sell at the supply to continue, right? So that's what we're looking at GBPCHF. Now for Bitcoin, we are just going to make sure we keep trading Bitcoin or monitoring the instrument or the cryptocurrency, because it's likely going to break this high. So we'll see if there are opportunities to capitalize on. Right? People who trade breakouts to likely want to be involved in this because Bitcoin is most likely going to break out. Right? So yeah. So next week we'll confirm this. I'll come let you know if that actually happened, but it looks like it's gonna happen. So yeah, checking on that. So for other pairs, if you are part of the Telegram channel, you get to see what we're looking at for the week for other pairs. In case there's anything I'm looking at for other pairs, you get to know once you join. If you are in the channel, and if you join now, you also get to know. So make sure you do get subscribe to the channel via the link in the description below. And yeah, if you love this content, make sure to subscribe to get more, and like and leave a comment, right? I would like to know what your thoughts are, right? So don't miss out on the next content, content to be released, and also the updates on the Telegram channel. You always want to be updated on the likely moves that are going to happen in the market, right? And yeah, I seldomly drop signals there too, right? But I also have mentees who I actively teach, mentor, and also give signals, quality signals for them to be profitable, basically, right? So make sure you're part of that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless.